You're listening to Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Welcome to Catholic Chicago.
Good morning. Welcome to Catholic Chicago with today's special edition of Catholic Schools Today on WNDZ 750 AM, 312-255-8408, 312-255-8408. You can also get us on youtube.com/Catholic Chicago. Father Greg Sakowitz, the rector of Holy Name Cathedral, and blowing his nose, Mark Teresi, the executive director of the cathedral. Good morning, Mark. How are you?
Good morning. Very good. Good. A grandkid weekend. So our little guy, James Mark, said Papa for the first time.
And how old is he, 11?
Yeah. Very funny. He's 2.
Oh, he said Papa.
And we were with our 4 granddaughters, and they're going to be expecting another sister in April.
So number 5 in April. And I was the matchmaker.
How about it?
God is the matchmaker, but when they met at the contemporary choir
at St.
Mary of the Woods. About what year was that?
Oh, I don't even. They're married going to be 9 years. So at college, probably about 17 years.
About
would that
17?
be right?
Yeah, I think about a long time ago when you became the director to replace my sister Maria, who had done it for about 8 or 9 years. You stepped in. But also, we need to keep in prayer. Please pray for the young people in the St. Ignatius College Prep
hockey.
It was a junior varsity hockey team in Indiana hit by a semi-truck, and I think 16 injured, 3 critical, 2 upgraded to stable, and very serious situation. We saw the picture in the paper this morning, and the bus flipped on its side. And we take for granted travel, we take for granted our health, and in one moment, things change forever, or can. We're just in that instant, but we pray that all those on the bus, including the driver, bus driver and the truck driver, will be fine eventually in time, but especially 2 right now in stable condition. I think 1 still might be critical, but our hearts and prayers go out to the St. Ignatius College Prep high school Catholic family and their families, and all their families. So at 312-255-8408. Also get us on youtube.com/Catholic Chicago on special edition of Catholic Schools Today. St. Edward School committed to students for more than 110 years. That's amazing. St. Edward has been dedicated to educating the whole child since 1910. The dedicated staff are committed to providing a rigorous academic curriculum, creative arts, and physical activity while helping other students develop their unique gifts and talents. Our guest would be Father Dominic Clemente, the pastor of St. Edward Parish in Chicago, a wonderful young priest. Father Dominic is tremendous. Allison Snyder, the 8th grade student, championship basketball team member, and Sarah. Sarah, help us out here for a second. Pronounce your last name as principal. Lasica, that's how I want to make sure I get it right. Sarah Lasica, principal of St. Edward's School. So it is Sarah, Father Dominic, and Allison. Welcome to the program this morning. How's everybody doing?
Good, thank you.
Now, where are you located there, Father Dominic, in your rectory room?
I am in the office part of my rectory room, yeah.
Now, Dominic, you have been pastor there for how long?
3 years.
And ordained what year?
2016.
So you've been ordained now 6+ years.
This is my first and only assignment.
Wow.
Oh, so then you started as the associate pastor in 2016 and became pastor in 2019.
I did. I'm hoping to be the Mike Flager of the Northwest Side.
To
With less
be there
cameras.
for many, many, many years. Now, just briefly, your background. You were raised in Chicago, weren't you, Dominic?
Yep, here on the Northwest Side, just about 20 minutes west of St. Edward at St. Celestine.
Oh, it's St. Celestine's. Okay, wonderful. And Sarah, where are you from originally?
I'm from the suburbs just west of O'Hare.
Which one?
Wooddale, so the Diocese of Joliet.
I know exactly this. My brother's wife, Catherine, is from Wooddale, Holy Ghost Parish.
Yes, sir. Yep.
I know exactly where that's at. And Allison, you are an 8th grader in the grammar school, and you were part of the, what is it here, the championship basketball team member. Congratulations. When did you guys take the championship?
Last Tuesday we won it. So.
Now, was it a specific tournament as you continue this school year?
It was one game on Tuesday at Resurrection, and it was against Queen of All Saints.
Oh, the Queen of All Saints Basilica. I was next door at St. Mary of the Woods for 18 years. What position do you play, forward or center?
Usually forward.
Do you get your talent from your dad or your ma?
Oh.
They're listening, so you don't have to answer. You don't have to answer.
Yeah,
that.
both your mom and dad were great athletes, and well, maybe for a moment, just for a second, Sarah, give us the history of the school. 110 years. That's an incredible legacy and length of years. So, give us a little bit of background about St. Edward Grammar School.
Yeah, so St. Edward School was founded by Dominican sisters, the Dominican Sisters of Springfield, and they were the teachers and the principals all the way up through 2018 when the last Dominican sister retired, Sister Marie Michelle. She was the last religious principal, and so I'm the first lay principal of St. Edward School, and we are continuing that legacy of the Dominicans.
That is amazing.
Now, Sarah, how did they find you, or how did you find them?
So the pastor at the time, Father Mike Cronin, gave me a call and drove out here and kind of fell in love with the community.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, now where were you before 2018 then?
So I was teaching and as an assistant principal in the Diocese of Joliet.
Okay, all right.
Now, Father Dominic, I see you. You're one of I'm one of your Facebook buddies, so I see a lot of activities. You seem to really enjoy being a pastor. Where does that come from, that enjoyment?
Well, I just love being with the people of my parish. I didn't get ordained to just sit in the sacristy.
I like that.
Got ordained to be with the people of God and to evangelize and to celebrate the sacraments. And so just being with the people, especially people of my parish. This is the best parish in the whole Archdiocese with the best school.
It's got a
no
great
offense to all those listening, but
great history.
And so it's just a great place to be, the best people to be with, and I would just be bored sitting on my rear end all day.
No, for a minute, Father Dominic, give us your background in terms of your vocation story, because we priests are not just hatched out and ordained, but there's always a story connected. So, what is your background story?
Yeah, so I first started thinking about the priesthood when I was in junior high, probably about 7th grade. And I was just fortunate to have a lot of good priests at St. Celestine as I was growing up. And they made me think about the priesthood because I saw these joyful men living their vocation. And they looked a hell of a lot happier than my dad did coming home from his job every day. So I thought, why not think about that? And at the same time, I'm an only child and I'm a huge coward. And so living by myself in a big rectory didn't seem exciting. So I did also want to have a family. And so I spent a long time in high school debating with God, if you let me do what I want to do, then maybe I'll get married and be a deacon, or maybe I'll be a youth minister. And the bargaining ended. And as our Lord always does, he gets his way. And I was at Triton College, doing my gen eds. I had planned on going into theater, but then the Lord came calling again, and I entered a St. Joseph College Seminary. So I was there for 2.5 years, and then I came to Mundelein for 4 years and was ordained.
Now, where'd you go to high school?
Oh, the great St. Patrick High School.
Oh, my gosh. Dominic, I'm a Notre Dame high school grad of 71. We could not stand
I know,
you.
Greg.
Oh, my God. The fierce football, basketball rivalry. Now, St. Patrick is
a great rivalry here on the Northwest side.
Outstanding high school is St. Patrick, and so is Notre Dame. It's just a tremendous rivalry going back. I mean, I graduated in 71, way before you were born, and to this day, there's still a tremendous, fierce rivalry and
Should
loyalty
we continue with the program? Or?
Oh, yeah, I forgot, yeah.
It's a good rivalry of two great Catholic high schools.
Oh, tremendous, two great high schools. Maybe for a moment.
And it's only got more fierce as we're the only two all-boy high schools left on the Northwest side.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. The last two left. And Sarah, what prompted you for education? Does it go back to a childhood, a love for education, going back to possibly teaching? You're shaking your head no, so say more about that.
Yeah, no, my intention was never to become a teacher. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I ended up majoring in theology as my undergraduate degree, and kind of just didn't really know what I wanted after that. So my mom, being a very wise woman, said, you need to start substitute teaching and making some money. And once I started as a substitute teacher, I fell in love, and I only subbed in Catholic schools, and so I fell in love with Catholic schools. Went back to get my license, my teaching license, and then taught in Catholic schools until once again, my mom, as a very wise woman, said, you're not always going to want to be a teacher. You're going to want to be a principal. And so went back to get my principal degree, and then eventually made my way here to St. Edward.
That is great for both Father Dominic and for Sarah.
Now, a name from the past at St. Edward's is my wife's former principal, Betty Russin, was there some years back. And what I noticed about Betty when she came to St. Joseph's from St. Edward's, she and Father Grassi got along extremely well. They worked hand in glove in terms of how they looked at the school, how they worked together with parents, etc. Maybe we'll start with Sarah. What's your working relationship like with Father Dominic?
You're both smiling.
Oh, that's complicated. No, Father Dominic and I work really well together, so I think we make a really good team. I guess he could answer to that as well, but I think we make a really good team, and we both see how important, how crucial the school is to the parish. And so it's really nice to have a pastor who supports the school as much as Father Dominic does, and who is as involved in the school as he is with our kids.
That answer does not surprise me because Father Dominic is well loved throughout the whole Archdiocese,
yes,
and
exactly.
So glad to hear that. Maybe before we go to break, for you, Allison.
Dominic didn't answer.
Dominic. Okay, Father Dominic, your response to working with Sarah. with Sarah.
She is very patient with me and tolerates all of my antics. So she's great. No, Sarah is wonderful, and we do work very well together. We both love the students. And we only want what's best for them. And we're both blessed to have a great faculty and staff that support us and also love our kids. But I could not have asked for a better first principal to be a pastor with than Sarah, because I've heard many horror stories from both sides of the principal's office, from principals working with jerk pastors and pastors working with tough principals. And we do not have that relationship at all. Praise God.
That is wonderful.
I've already told Sarah, if I ever have to leave St. Edward's, she's coming with me to whatever school I go to.
But you're going to be there for the next 45 years, so get comfortable there, Dominic. Before we go to break,
hold down St. Edward together. Exactly.
Allison, if a young person were to think about coming to St. Edward Grammar School, what would you tell them, and why would you want them to come? What do you love about the school?
Well, this school is such a close community, so it's really nice to have everyone knowing each other, because everyone loves each other so much. So it's definitely great to have someone you can go to and trust to help you with a problem or just have a good time with. And The education here is really nice, and it makes me excited to come here to school every day.
Oh, beautiful.
That's a great, plus you're part of the championship grammar school team, then you're part of that starting lineup. So
what a great comment to take us to break, and we'll be back. Catholic Schools Today on WNDZ, 750 AM, 312-255-8408. Father Greg Sackwitz, Mark Tracy, here with Sarah Lasica, the principal at St. Edward's, Father Dominic Clemente, pastor, and Allison Snyder, the best spokesperson I've ever heard for a grammar school. You can go to youtube.com/CatholicChicago. We'll be back in a few minutes. Please stay tuned.
Catholic Charities' Refugee Resettlement Program has been especially busy this year, assisting individuals and families who have fled dangerous situations in their homeland, including Afghanistan and the Ukraine. The Refugee Resettlement Team helps with everything they need to start to rebuild their lives in a new country, including housing, employment, clothing, food, English classes, and referrals for legal and immigration services. The refugees are tremendously grateful for the compassion and practical help they're receiving, and they're giving back and helping each other plan for a brighter, safer future. Volunteer opportunities are currently available for those who would like to be family mentors and tutors so children and adults can practice English. To learn more about these rewarding opportunities, call 312-655-7096. That's 312-655-7096.
People always say, how can you spend your day with 3-year-olds? Seeing the changes that they go through and just the journey and how they grow, this is a very rewarding job. Even though at the end of the day, we're not the highest paid people on earth. And when I have a parent contact me and say, my child loves school, that to me, I'm setting that foundation for their love of learning. Because really, you are changing lives. You are molding lives.
Shape the next generation of leaders. Teach. Apply today at archchicago.org/schooljobs.
Join Catholic Charities on Friday, December 2nd for the 33rd Annual Spirit of St. Nicholas Ball at the Chicago Hilton. The Spirit of St. Nicholas Ball is one of the most elegant galas of the holiday season in Chicago, and proceeds provide critical funding for our programs and services into the new year. Families, friends, and work colleagues make a tradition out of gathering at this extraordinary black tie event to celebrate the Christmas season. Enjoy an opening reception, gourmet meal, and live entertainment courtesy of the Ken Arlen Orchestra, all in support of Catholic Charities. Don't miss this special night for a great cause on Friday, December 2nd. To purchase tickets for the Spirit of St. Nicholas Ball, visit catholiccharities.net/events or call 312-948-6963. That's 312-948-6963.
We're back. Catholic Schools Today on WNDZ, 750 AM, 312-255-8408. You go to youtube.com/CatholicChicago.
You know, Mark, I'm very impressed how Brian Hockey Hitman Brock is doing solo in the studio this morning.
And he's in the booth on that wheelchair,
I know,
going back and forth. Back and forth.
He's so cool to call him the Iceman.
So we're back with St. Edward's School. They're committed to students for more than 110 years. We're with Sarah Lasica, principal of St. Edward's, Father Dominic Clemente, pastor, and Allison Snyder, 8th grade student, championship basketball team member, and great spokeswoman
for the school.
Spokeswoman for the school. That was a wonderful testimony that you gave before our break. And Sarah, let's talk a little bit about, sounds fascinating, random acts of kindness. The students wrote positive messages around the school. What a great idea. Could you expound on it a little bit?
We started the Random Act of Kindness calendar in November from the Random Acts of Kindness Foundation. And one of the days was to go outside and write positive messages on the sidewalk. So we had all of our students at some point during the day go outside and write positive messages all around the school and the church campus to just kind of bring some uplifting messages to one another and to anyone who walked by in the neighborhood.
What a beautiful idea.
That is cool. That is a wonderful idea. Allison, what was your comment on the sidewalk or the school?
It was either be happy or be yourself.
I like that.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, be happy or be yourself. Those are two great comments. And were you part of that also, Father Dominic?
I was not. I was away at a conference, but I saw the pictures of it. People were texting me them as they were writing them.
That's beautiful. A great idea. And also, when you do something like that, it becomes like a rippling effect. That the positive energy generates more positive energy. We always know that negative energy generates even more negative energy. And talk to us maybe for a moment, Father Dominic. Your relationship with the school. I'm sure there's masses, sacramental moments, teaching the classroom. So just what's your involvement with the school, Dominic?
Yeah, I try to be in the school at a minimum once a week on top of our weekly school mass. So our associate pastor, who also happens to be named Father Dominic, they got two of us here. He and I alternate celebrating the school masses once a week. All of our students come to mass on Tuesday each week. And then I try to be in the school at least once a week, just walking the halls. And teachers are very kind to let me come into their classrooms and ask me to teach a religion lesson or two, or sometimes I'll go to preschool or kindergarten, read a book to the kids. And we have a school assembly at the end of each month where we honor students that live up to our school values, and the teachers nominate kind of like a student of the month. We always have a lot of fun. Normally always in the principal's office too, because I'm either in trouble for something or I'm just bending
your favorite hangout.
We've got a very vibrant, as you can see from the pictures here, it's a very vibrant parish, very vibrant school. There's there's something to do daily. No one is bored here at St. Edward. I think the other thing too that's quite unique, and I'm only saying unique from what I hear from my brother priests, there's no division between our school and parish. Our school is a ministry of the parish, and so it's not St. Edward's School as its own entity on one side of the street and the parish on the other side of the street. But the school really is a ministry, our largest ministry. But it's a ministry of the parish that I give just as much time to as I give to our women's club and the Knights of Columbus and the youth ministry and all the other ministries that we have.
So it's like a very, very healthy relationship between school and parish. Right. And then for that connection for you, Sarah, as the principal, is I'm sure the hours you spend behind the scenes working with faculty, administrative work. Just say some things that you do behind the scenes, because as a principal, my hat's off to every principal. You work hard, long hours, you get there early, you stay late. So share some of that stuff with us.
Yeah, I think my biggest piece of my position is to support the teachers and to support the staff, because they are doing the heavy lifting in the classrooms, working with the students every day. And we have an absolutely fantastic staff here at St. Ed's that really comes together for our students and for our school community. So I attempt to, probably not always the best, but I attempt to support them in any way I can.
Now, Sarah, you've been there 3 years?
No, this is my 5th year.
Your 5th year. Wonderful. What keeps you there? There are a lot of options, I'm sure, for you, but you're still at St. Edward's. What keeps you there?
I think a large part of it is the community, very much like Allison said. St. Ed's is a very vibrant community, and there's always something going on, but it's not just all of the events and all of the activities. It's also the support of the community and how, through the pandemic, we saw our community really reach out to the school and support us financially and in their prayers. We had alumni from all across the country who, regularly support the school through, fundraisers or just recognizing all the good works that the school is continuing to do since, we began back in 1910. So I think the community is a huge part of it. I also love working with Father Dominic, so that makes it a little better that I have a pastor who really supports the school and sees the importance of the school. And then the students and the staff, as I said, we have the best staff here at St. Ed's, and it's great to work with them. So it's a joy to come to work each day.
It really makes a difference when there's a great relationship between the pastor and the principal and the faculty, because it becomes then a family. Mm-hmm. And yet, as with the family, there can be disagreements and hard days, and it's not perfect, but somehow you're all in the same direction. So maybe speak for a moment, either Father Dominic or Sarah or Allison, about the Veterans Day Mass and students helping with the Fellowship Sunday Mass. What was that all about?
Maybe Allison?
Sarah and Allie.
Yeah, so I can start. The Veterans Day Mass was new for us this year, so our usual school mass is on Tuesdays, but we moved it to Friday last week so that we could honor veterans. And we just sent an invitation out to the community. If you are a veteran or have a veteran in your family, invite them to mass to join us. And Father Dominic, our associate pastor, invited the veterans up to the front of the church on Friday and asked them, how they had served our country, and then offered a blessing for them. So it was a really nice way to honor veterans and to make history and current events alive for our students as well.
Beautiful. Allison, before we get to our close, what's your favorite activity at St. Edward's that you've been a part of, maybe you've been a leader for?
There's a lot to choose from, but some of my favorites are our Leadership Fridays that we started this year, and we do activities to help others out. And the most recent one we did is our 8th grade class made blankets for cancer patients.
Beautiful.
So it was a lot of fun.
That's fabulous. That is fabulous.
Beautiful.
That's amazing.
And where were they delivered to?
I'm not exactly sure, but it was for Childhood Cancer Awareness Month.
Oh,
so.
Beautiful.
That's tremendous. Now, I know we get the last 30 seconds here. Allison, you are 8th grader. What high school are you thinking about? A couple of choices?
I know for sure that I'm going to Loyola Academy.
Loyola Academy, tremendous school. Their football team is now in the Final Four. They play York this weekend.
Notre Dame's not, are they?
Thanks for asking.
No, they're not, Mark.
But how about St. Patrick? Oh, I guess they're not either. That's funny. So just in closing,
basketball's around the corner, Greg.
What's that? What was that, Dom?
Basketball season's coming up.
That is great, but no, Loyola Academy is a power, and probably could be Loyola, Maine South, but those 4 tremendous teams in that Class 8A left for football. Before we close, Sarah, if someone wants to learn more about the tremendous grammar school of St. Edward, an email and a phone number.
Yeah, so they can give us a call at 773-736-9133.
That number once again.
773-736-9133. Or they can go onto our website and request an individual tour. And the website is stedwardchicago.org.
One more time.
stedwardchicago.org.
I want to thank in a very special way Sarah Lasica, the principal of St. Edward Grammar School, Father Dominic Clemente, the pastor of St. Edward School or Parish, and connect with the school. And Allison Snyder, an 8th grade student who's been part of the championship basketball team. They won a big game last week. So to Father Dominic, Sarah, and Allison, thank you for joining us here on Catholic Schools Today. Mark and I love your enthusiasm, your responses. May God bless the great work you're doing moving into the future. And Dominic, God bless St. Patrick High School and Notre Dame, two tremendous Catholic high schools.
And Quigley North.
And former Quigley North. You're listening to Catholic Schools Today on WNDZ 750 AM, 312-255-8408. You can also get us on youtube.com/CatholicChicago. Father Greg Sakowitz, Mark Teresi. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. And again, do not touch that dial.
Catholic Charity's 75th annual celebration of giving is underway in support of those who are struggling to make ends meet every day. Individuals, families, colleagues, neighbors, parishioners, and friends purchase thousands of gifts and basic necessities to ensure Catholic Charity's clients and their families have a joyful Christmas morning. There are many ways to get involved, including online wish lists that make giving easier than ever before. If you can join us in this special Chicago Christmas tradition as volunteers and donors, please email us at cog@catholiccharities.net. That's cog@catholiccharities.net. Or call 312-655-7401 in Cook County and 847-782-4210 in Lake County. Thank you for helping us spread Christmas cheer this year throughout Cook and Lake counties.
There is no doubt this life is short. It is in you I trust to spread your truths, your goodness, and love. It is you who will give a leader to our church. Who will fill these shoes?
The cemetery ministry is a core ministry of our Catholic faith tied to the corporal works of mercy. It's comforting to know that our Catholic cemeteries are caring for the remains of our loved ones awaiting the resurrection. There are 44 Archdiocese of Chicago Catholic cemeteries willing to help you in your time of loss. Call 708-449-6100 or visit CatholicCemeteriesChicago.org. Catholic Cemeteries, serving the Catholic community since 1837.
You're listening to Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
Welcome back to Catholic Chicago, special edition today of Catholic Schools Today on WNDZ 750 AM, 312-255-8408. Also get us on youtube.com/Catholic Chicago. Father Greg Sakowitz and Mark Teresi. Mark, that was a delightful half hour.
Yeah, you know,
fast half hour.
Loyola Academy is lucky that Allison chose them. She's going to be a tremendous asset to that school.
A gift to that school.
Yeah.
And but you listen to Father Dominic and Sarah and Allison, and it's a bright light and sense and type of hope.
People pick that up.
Oh, when you get along, you have a great spirit, faith-led, it's contagious.
Sure.
Just like the opposite also happens too.
Right.
That negative energy, it can kind of weigh you down. But we always know that be it a parish or school, it's not perfect. We're not talking about, that school is perfect or the parish is perfect. We deal with human beings. There's imperfection. But somehow we're all in this together and to support one another. I love the thing, there's no I in the word team.
Right.
There's no I.
You know, it's interesting. I was thinking if Father Dominic Rossi, who's retired, if he would go there and say a Mass on Sunday, they'd have Dominic, and Dominic.
Which is very rare. I think we have 3 Dominics in the Archdiocese.
Really?
it's not a common name.
No, and they seem to get along very well too.
And that makes such a huge difference. And again, 312-255-8408. Part 2, Catholic high schools are faith-based communities grounded in academic excellence. Students interested in attending a Catholic high school for the next school year should plan to take the Catholic high school entrance exam on Saturday, December 3rd. Nazareth Academy is committed to providing students with facilities, the exceptional academic, spiritual, athletic, and co-curricular experience they merit. They value scholarship, service, spirit, and unity. Our guests, Therese Hawkins, principal of Nazareth Academy, and Colette Kinsella, senior and 4-time IHSA state medalist.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh. Well, good morning, Therese and Colette. Welcome to the program. We can't hear you there, Therese. Oh,
there you are.
Good. That is great. How are you, Therese?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. Now, you are the principal for how long?
This is my 5th year as principal, but my 26th year here at Nazareth. And I'm also a very, very proud alum of Nazareth Academy.
Oh, you are?
I am, yes.
But you only graduated about 9 years ago.
Class of 2009, right.
2009.
Yep.
That's tremendous. And now, with you, Colette, you are a senior and 4-time IHSA state medalist. That's incredible.
Thank you.
Now, state medalist specifically in what?
Cross country.
Wow.
Cross country. That is amazing. And now when you say cross country, now when you have a meet, how many miles is a meet?
3 miles is the race.
Oh, wow.
3 miles, so it's like a 5K.
Yeah.
Which is 3.1.
And then what is your time? What's your best time?
What's your best time ever?
17:44.
Wow, that was 1 mile for me in high school.
It'd be 2 blocks for me. 2 blocks for me.
2 blocks.
So
city
you've
blocks.
actually run 3 miles in under 18 minutes.
Yes.
That's less than 6 minutes a mile.
Exactly.
And you are a senior. You run like the wind. For those that are watching on YouTube, you've got beautiful long hair. Your hair must be flying in the wind. And now, where are you thinking about college?
So I'm not exactly sure, but I applied to a lot of schools hoping to have some options. So I'll hear back in January, February, but yeah, we'll see.
And maybe a running scholarship, huh?
Yes, maybe.
In fact, I like to run to Dairy Queen.
Me too.
Okay, 2 of us. Well, I guess I would meet you there. So maybe for a moment, give us some background about the school, Therese.
Sure. So Nazareth was founded in 1900 by the Sisters of St. Joseph. They continue to be our sponsors today, and we are so blessed to share our campus with one of their centers. And so we get to see our sisters very, very regularly. Our enrollment this year is 764. We pull students from many, many different surrounding communities and grammar schools. We like to say that we are small enough so that we really get to know our students, to create relationships with them, but we're lucky enough to be large enough to offer our students what we would call a big high school experience with respect to our curriculum, all of our athletics, our co-curriculars. So that's just a little bit of background about us.
Now, you're located exactly where?
So we're located in LaGrange Park on Ogden Avenue, just east of Wolf Road.
Am I mistaken? You also have a great football team?
We do have a great football team. It's been a very, very exciting fall here at Nazareth. All of our girls' sports made it to the state competitions, whether you're talking about tennis, golf, cross country, and just this weekend, our girls' volleyball team took second in state in Class 3A. So it was a great weekend, and our football team just made it to the semifinals of the state 5A. We're in 5A this year. And so we play Sycamore on Saturday. in Sycamore. So we're very, very excited about that and the possibility of another state run for our Roadrunners.
Now, did the football team take state last year?
No, we did not take state last year.
But you are a perennial power in football.
Well, we thank you. We are very, very proud of our program. And of course, we have just an extraordinary head coach in Tim Racky and just amazing assistant coaches as well. And so it's just a great source of pride and a huge source of spirit for our school.
And Colette is a tremendous athlete for part of the school, but you got a phenomenal girls sports program, and having taken second in state, was it in volleyball?
In volleyball, just this weekend, yes.
That's tremendous. Well, Teresa, I was just wondering, so speak to us now as a parent of 3 alums.
Yes. Yeah. So
why did you choose Nazareth Academy? This is before you were principal.
Right. So why did I choose Nazareth for my own kids or for myself?
Well, first for your own kids, and then the next chapter would be for yourself.
Yeah. So, Nazareth is just a very, very special place. We like to talk about how our community is a family, and to some that can sound a little cheesy, but we feel that really defines who we are and what our community is all about. There's a deep sense of warmth and belonging here at Nazareth Academy, and what I'm most proud of is that that sense of warmth and belonging does not mean that you also can't have academic rigor as well. I think you can have it both ways, and I think certainly the times we are living in requires that schools provide both of those things for students.
Beautiful. That was a great response. Maybe just for a moment, Colette, is if a individual in 8th grade were debating about a different Catholic high school or high school to go to, why would you recommend someone to come to Nazareth?
So I actually looked at other schools when I was in 8th grade too, and I ultimately chose Naz because the environment was just so much different than anything I've ever experienced.
What was different?
It's the atmosphere is so welcoming and friendly every day. The saying is every day is a great day to be a Roadrunner, and you truly feel that when you walk in. Like on a Monday morning, you might not be too happy to be there, but immediately you'll be greeted with smiles and like friendly faces. And it's just the people here really make the school. It's amazing.
Well, you are incredibly articulate. You should become the PR person for
Right?
Nazareth Academy. But also, Teresa, you are very articulate yourself, and but just the both of you, for those that are watching you too, but your smiles, your enthusiasm, it really is contagious. It truly is. Mark, take us to break.
We're at Catholic Schools Today on WNDZ, 750 AM.
Just look at Mark's enthusiasm.
312-255-8408. You go to youtube.com/CatholicChicago. We'll be back with Therese Hawkins, principal of Nazareth Academy, Colette Kinsella, senior, 4-time IHSA state medalist. And when we come back, maybe we could talk a little bit about the heart of Nazareth Academy. What are some of the activities that define the heart of your school? We'll be back in a few minutes. Please stay tuned.
Catholic Charities has had the privilege of helping people in need in Cook and Lake County for more than 100 years. We would like to take this opportunity to thank our frontline workers who, despite the unprecedented challenges of the past 2 years, continue to excel at their jobs every day. From the warehouse staff members who pack boxes of nutritious foods for low-income seniors, to the dedicated WIC employees who have remained open for families with children under the age of 5, to our volunteers and restaurant partners who ensure that meals are available for those experiencing hunger, to our service coordinators and our professional counselors who continue their vital work in innovative ways, to our food pantry staff, and to all those who work at Catholic Charities Call Center, finding solutions for every person who reaches out to us for help. Charity is at the heart of all you do, and we salute you.
I am a seminarian.
The church needs compassionate and well-trained priests to help guide each of us through life.
What inspires me, what draws me always to the priesthood is continue to see priests be a beacon of hope for other people.
You can play a part in the education of these young men as they prepare for a life of service to others.
I want to be that beacon of hope too, and it sets my heart on fire.
To support our seminarians, make your gift at archchicago.org/seminarian fund or call 312-534-7959.
At Catholic Charities, we want to remind you that we are here for anyone who is a victim of domestic violence or anyone who has a concern about someone they think may be a victim. Domestic violence affects millions of people each year, both women and men, of every race, religion, culture, and economic status. It includes physical, psychological, and emotional abuse, inflicted in both subtle and overt ways. The impact on children can be devastating. If you or someone you know are victims of domestic violence and you are looking for a place for healing and recovery, call us at 773-935-3434 in Cook County and 224-430-4977 in Lake County. A safer, happier tomorrow can begin today.
We're back. Catholic Schools Today on WNDZ, 750 AM. Father Greg Sackwitz, Mark Tracy here with Teresa Hawkins, the principal of Nazareth Academy, and Colette Kinsella, senior four-time IHSA state medalist.
By the way, the Bears lost yesterday. The Bulls lost yesterday. That's our sports report here on Chicago.
Now back to our program.
Exactly.
Before the break, I talked about the heart of Nazareth Academy. Many service projects. Maybe let's start with Colette and then ask Teresa the same question. Colette, what do you see as the heart of Nazareth Academy? What activities, what things really make Nazareth stand out in your mind?
I think that the service is a huge part of the heart of Nazareth, and there's always something going on. Like just this week, the National Honor Society hosted a Share the Warmth drive, which was a collection of like coats and other outerwear, which is going to be donated. And then senior board, I'm on that, and we're helping to organize a donation for veterans with toiletries and
beautiful.
Just a lot of products that you might not realize they need. And everywhere you look, there's like community building and students and administration just trying to help out their neighbor, and it's really cool to watch.
Beautiful.
That's amazing.
And Therese, what about from your perspective as the leader of this whole crowd?
Well, for me, the heart of our school is our students. We have just an incredible student body, a very diverse student body. And what we're very proud of here at Nazareth is that we like to say that there's something for everyone here. Whether you're talking about our outstanding fine arts program, drama, band, choir, whether you're talking about student government and leadership opportunities, or service opportunities. We have an organization called FISH here at Nazareth, Friends in Service and Hospitality.
I like that,
and,
FISH.
That group throws a prom for students with disabilities in March, and we've been doing that for several years now. We had to put a pause on it during COVID, but it's coming back this March, and our students are paired with a young adult with disabilities, and it's just a phenomenal evening here at Nazareth. And so just opportunities like that, and being able to offer a wide variety of things for our students to try at this really, really important part of their lives.
Now, Teresa, I have to ask you this question. You are principal of the school. I rector the cathedral. And what gets you out of bed in the morning to keep coming to work every day?
Well, what gets me out of bed in the morning every day is the fact that I have the privilege of impacting young people's lives in the same way that people did for me, both lay and sisters, when I was a student here at Nazareth. And so it is my absolute joy in life to be affiliated with Nazareth Academy. And the fact that I am principal, I feel like I'm just living my wildest dream.
Now, that's very interesting in many ways. What you received as a student, you are now passing it forward.
Yeah, you're giving back.
You're giving back. You're giving forward. And I can see, someone like even Colette passing it forward. Just out of curiosity, Colette, what do you think about majoring as you move into college? I know you're young. You're a senior in high school. But what are your thoughts regarding career as you move forward?
So right now, I'm looking mainly into business schools and specifically marketing programs, but I'm kind of open to exploratory things too, but mainly with the business focus.
So when you end up in that school, you call Father Greg or call me, because the internship you will have will be at Holy Name Cathedral. You just interviewed so well for that.
Yeah, there's no need to look further.
Thank you so much.
That would be great.
Ironically, I remember when I was a senior at Notre Dame College Prep, I was class of 71. In my senior year in October, early November, I turned down a scholarship to Northwestern University in radio and television. I turned it down to enter the seminary, Niles College Seminary of Loyola, then 4 years in college seminary, 4 years Mundelein, where I was ordained in 79 to the priesthood. But I look at someone like, Colette. When I was your age, exactly right now, I turned down that scholarship to the Big Ten school to go into the priesthood, and no regrets. So here's the thing: in your young life, Colette, if you spend your life giving it away and helping others in the name of the Lord, I promise you will find joy, peace, and happiness.
Exactly. Well said.
In the name of the Lord, though. It's not in your name. You do for others. I'm sure these are things that are taught at Nazareth Academy, to be able to give forward, to reach out to those that have less, and that's the gospel. That's the gospel.
Right. And
that's my homily today.
Well, and believe in that moment that as you do that, because of the love of Christ in your heart, you're walking with Him. You're not doing anything like that alone.
And don't lose humor along the way.
Exactly. Don't. In other words, don't do any of Father Greg's jokes. No, just kidding. Therese.
Nice going, Mark.
I'm sorry.
Again.
I know, here we go. My last
Therese and Colette, look what I have to put up with every day.
My last
See,
program.
Mark is my right-hand man at the cathedral. He's my executive director. Well, he was.
Well, he was. Anyway, Therese, could you, as a proud mother, give us an update on your 3 alums from Nazareth Academy?
Sure. So my oldest daughter, Sarah, is a special education administrator in a local public high school district. My middle daughter, Allison, is an investment banker. She does her work out in New York City. Oh. And my youngest daughter, Megan, is a special ed preschool teacher, and she just had her first baby last Monday.
Congratulations.
So you're a grandma?
I am the grandma to 4, believe it or
Isn't
not.
that
I know
great?
I look,
I mean,
in graduating high school in 2009, it's been busy for me.
I mean, you are so young looking, and to be a grandma of 4, that is amazing.
Yeah, it's great. Isn't it great?
Because now, Mark, you're grandpa, or now they call you Papa.
Treats, because I bring the treats.
Your Papa treats, and your grandpa how many times?
5 and 1 more on the way.
And Teresa's 4 times.
Teresa, isn't it great? It's like joy.
It is. It's pure joy. When my daughter Sarah was pregnant with her first, a friend of mine said, "Therese, you're about to join the best club in the world." And I thought to myself, oh gosh, how good could it be? Believe me, I have joined the best club in the world.
Exactly.
It is pure joy.
That is great. From one grandpa to a grandma.
Exactly. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, what about as people are thinking about Nazareth, Naz, as Colette said, how do they get in touch with you to even consider a visit there and possibly even...
Well, now tell us more, Therese, about December 3rd, the entrance exam. This is very pivotal.
Yeah, very pivotal.
Right. So Saturday, December 3rd at 8 a.m. is the entrance exam. We are going to open registration. Actually, I think it opened this on the 12th, I think is when pre-registration opened. And so you can go right to our website, NazarethAcademy.com, and pre-register your child if they would like to take the entrance exam here.
We're showing that on YouTube, by the way.
Thank you. That's great. And we will we'll welcome our students. Deborah Tracy, our president, and I will do a parent presentation that begins about 8:30 on that morning to answer any questions and give some information to parents. The test wraps up around 11 or 11:30 that day, and we are expecting a great group of prospective Roadrunners. Can't believe it, the class of 2027.
Now, do you want these 8th graders to bring 2 number 2 pencils?
2 number 2 pencils, yep, and it's a $25 testing fee, and should be great.
Now, say something about where I remember, Mark, when I was in grammar school, high school, I did poorly on entrance exams. I did poorly on the ACT, SAT. I would just second guess myself and keep changing answers because those days was pencils, and I said, well, what is this answer really is? And I was not good at that. So how much do you put into that exam versus looking at the entire overall view of the student?
Yeah, the entrance exam is one piece of information that we look at when making admissions decisions. So we'll look at the entrance exam score. We will look at their 7th and 8th grade report cards that are sent to us from their grammar schools. And we'll also look at any other standardized test information that comes from the grammar school as well. And really and truly, we have Sister Terry Middendorf, who is our academic dean, is part of our admissions team, and truly we look at each and every student individually when making those admissions decisions.
Well, I want to thank in a very special way for joining us today. We've had today Therese Hawkins, the principal of Nazareth Academy, and Colette Kinsella, a senior and 4-time IHSA state medalist in cross country. So Therese and Colette, thank you for joining us. You have been such a sign of hope and enthusiasm. So God bless the whole Nazareth Academy, and congratulations on what you've done, Colette, and also for the football team, still alive and well in the state playoffs. Thanks also to co-host Mark Teresi, our producer, engineer, Brian Hockey Hitman Brock, and to Jasmine Kiddos, our producer. To all, God bless. Have a great week.
Join us every Monday through Friday at this time for Catholic Chicago. You can stream our programs live or listen to past programs by visiting our website, archchicago.org, and clicking on Radio TV. And please connect with Catholic Chicago on social media.